Heroes are up. This is going to be a very different push than we saw just a couple of minutes ago, and they're smoked up. They want to get aggressive. They want to take the initiation here. They're leaving their base. And it seems like DC are going to get surprised by that. They start things off with a really nice Echo Slam. Golem's going to be dropped out on top of that. They kill off the Monkey King, and now Abed getting all his damage drained, trying to man-fight Miracle, but it's not working out. Abed going to be going down, and Bulba popping on his borrowed time. Meanwhile, Kuroki will get focused down by Mason. It's on Mason to turn this fight around and get out of here, as Bulba probably going to be finished off here. Mason's going to BKB, getting in there, going deep, trying to get down Matumba Man. A couple more hits will be done, and they will be able to get him with the mistoil from Abaddon. With Bulba's last breath, he takes out Matumba Man, and now Mason goes in, shows off that new Bloodthorn, goes in onto the Clockwork, but won't be able to finish him off. Instead, goes for the retreat. The Deafening Blast clips the Weaver. Can they finish him off here? He's going to be able to go. Finish him off here. He's going to be able to go.
This fight, we need to smoke up, set up a defense outside of the base. They jumped the Monkey King there and killed him before he could do anything.
This one we see a bit more of a split on.
Yeah, it's definitely game dependent. I think he'll go for the armor this game just because there's a lot of physical damage coming out from these two. But it feels like one of the less important games. I don't really feel like it's going to be quite that impactful, but I think he'll go for the armor this game just because now as air damage coming out from these two, they know exactly what they need to do to win this next fight.
Looks like they're going to go for the same exact maneuver, wrapping around man's land as no one wants to cross that threshold and be the first one to be jumped on. Mason going to be scooting forward. Again, still has that BKB, 6 seconds. It's wearing a little bit thin, but he's going to move in, tries to initiate onto Earthshaker, but GH just blinks right out.
Yeah, Team Liquid are looking for heroes like Monkey King where they can jump. Heroes that really need to set up in these team fights. They don't want to jump the Weaver or PK like that. They're really not going to do very much for them because they just need to catch this monkey out. If they have to take that team fight inside the Wukong's command again, just not gonna win.
Liquid, I mean, you can feel they're starting to feel a little bit of pressure from these two lanes of Super Creeps coming in, and Super Creeps, I mean, it's scaled pretty nicely as the game goes on. We're 15 minutes in. How late does this have to go before Super Creeps become something that Liquid can't deal with?
Yeah.
Alright, pray for us.
Yeah, unlikely. But, you know, DC, they're a bit more hesitant this time. They're giving their respects to Liquid here. They know that this is going to be the best thing for them. They're going to wait for Roshan. Play it safe.
Though, when all of Liquid are up, their high ground is stupid good, so seems like Roshan is going to be the play. Got Courier scouting out the pit for the Radiant. You got Dire with Sunstrikes and Rocket Flares, keeping everything scouted. Mad Pings in the Courier here, and well, Roshan will be up in about another minute. And that's going to be looking good for DC to take, unless Liquid really get their act together and leave their base exposed.
Yeah, I think it's quite dangerous for Liquid to leave their base. Once they journey out into this uncharted territory, they're going to be running wards. if Team DC decide to take any team fights on their invasion, it's going to be extremely bad for Liquid because they won't be able to jump the heroes they want. The only real way that they can win a fight is if they're able to jump the monkey. These other cores are just really tanky.
It's getting tough now. Everyone getting 6 slotted. Everyone really getting up there. Looking at buyback, we've got most of our cores having it, and Voker just picks up enough money for it now. Mason needs another 100 gold for it, so I gotta play this one a little bit safe. Just going in for that butterfly here, and should have it up pretty nicely. Now, Rocket Flare goes in, does start the roast respawn, so Liquid know what's up. It looks like DC, they are all over this, and look at this thing melt. Wow, okay, that was a very quick roast, 15 minutes in the game. Aegis still unclaimed, will finally be picked up by Mason. Looks like DK backpacking the cheese, gonna let it age a little bit.
Mason picks Butterfly now, he's got his BKB in the stash, he can switch that in when his Aegis runs out. Do it during the respawn, so there's actually almost no downtime.
I mean, DC, it feels like they're just trying to close it out, but they realize, you know, just going in, running into the same lane in the same way may not work. Is the Aegis enough to really break that cycle up? Is Mason going in more aggressively going to be what it takes for DC to crack this, or do they need to shake up their strategy?
Well, they'll definitely need to start the engagement somehow, or else Voker's just going to throw these spells out and push back the wave. They're hoping that they can get engagement off. They're smoked up here, and if they can chain stun some Gopher, they can definitely take this fight.
It's all about tactically breaking that high ground without letting anyone know where you are. All of Liquid have moved back. We've had some pushing out the bottom lane. They have since TP'd in. They're ready to go for this high ground hold. It's really difficult, Liquid trying to anticipate which lane's going to get pushed in, and it looks like Demon thinking about going in, jumping on Kuroki, and that's going to be the jump they need. They go in, quick Dragon Tail, and my god, that Warlock is just punched to bits. When man goes in, we'll be able to get the static link off onto Abed. Abed getting a lot of damage stolen. Man, Matumba Man is not messing around, just popped everything for that. I had a Storm on cooldown. Matumba Man's stolen damage is still going to be doing a lot of work here. Crystal Maiden caught in the cog. She's going to be dancing with her last breath, but we'll end up going down. But now we got BKBs coming out of DC. They're going forward. They get the kill on the Warlock. That was another dieback coming in, and well, they go forward. Looks like GH will end up dropping the gem on the deck. There is a disarm on this Dragon Knight, and that might just be what it takes for Miracle to get him down. But still chasing him out. The Sunstrike going to be off the mark. Meanwhile, top with that Ghost Walk, but Abed wasting no time going into GH. That is a dieback. Earthshaker. Matumba Man gets killed. Godlike streak for Mason, and it's looking good for Team DC. Going down, back in, mind control, trying to bait everyone out of the base, but with Mega Creeps, it's so difficult. DC, they still got all but the Monkey King alive. Eventually, they get down the Clockwork, the gem falls as well. Buyback comes in from the Clockwork, Tornado clips onto the Dragon Knight. They will be able to combo him down with a Sunstrike, but yeah, mind control, still trying to zone. The Ancient now exposed. This is Liquid letting things drag on altogether a little bit too long, as that's a rampage for Mason. GG finally comes out 53 minutes into the game after a hefty pause and some serious back and forth action. But DC will take...
But Tinker is definitely going to have to put in quite a bit of work this game, but very skilled player himself. So
10 seconds remaining.
I think no matter what, this game is going to be very hard for Team Liquid, but they're a very good team and they can definitely pull it off.
Yep, not going to be an easy one, not necessarily like, oh, DC just completely dropped the ball and drafted 5 nonsense heroes. This is a pretty cohesive draft coming out of both sides, but yeah, it's going to be a matter of can DC get that early momentum they need to start their push off? Can they get a couple of really nice early kills, early ganks? Demon smoked up, just going to run right into GH here, so yep, this is it. Again, game number 2 in a best of 3 between DC, the former Onyx, and Liquid here. This is going to be determining seeding. All teams want to be getting that gold seed, that top slot, as we move on to the main event. So, yeah, this could be a 2-0 for Team DC. Do you think Liquid can take one, or do you think this is just going to be a difference in skill?
I mean, it's still anyone's game. But we can see like the drafts are so different. They're kind of like opposites. You know, one team wants to play this extreme late game, and the other team wants to really group up and push. But their late game also isn't bad. Shadow Fiend, Venge Core isn't even the Abed.
30
They're not
seconds to
horrible in the
battle.
late game. They're actually very strong, but they just offer more power at different stages of the game, right? Seth, lots of physical damage, can hit these buildings pretty early on, wave clear, and Team Liquid just need they need to find a way to be able to take these fights for when DC come to their towers, because if they concede everything, that opens up Roshan for Team DC, and of course their lineup is extremely good at that too, with the high physical damage, minus armor, a bad attack
The
speed.
battle begins.
That's when it kind of gets out of hand for them.
Alright, so game starting off. Just a 1-1 split with the runes, nothing too fancy. GH poking around, pops down some vision here, just gonna be keeping eyes on the shrine. Quick pause coming out. Hopefully DC aren't having any more lag issues or Liquid aren't taking their place, but everyone getting set up here. In terms of lanes, what are gonna be the ones to keep your eyes on? What's gonna be the most challenging lanes to execute?
I think that Team Liquid, they definitely want to secure their safe lane, but DC do happen to rotate down Witch Doctor or Monkey King. They get out of hand pretty quickly, so we'll just have to see how they manage that. I imagine Monkey King's gonna sit in the safe lane for now. He's a nice tree. He's gonna zone out Doom, make him jungle a bit, and then maybe level at like 3 or 4 minutes he'll probably go down to the bottom lane. As we can see, Witch Doctor starting in the off lane with our Harry Potter and Abed and Bulba.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean,
the mid lane is actually very Tinker favored. Shadow. Especially nowadays, people don't really go for these early March levels because the jungle is a bit more split out, so you can focus a bit more on leaning.
yeah, definitely going to be difficult for Shadow Fiend to get in there and avoid harass and actually get his souls stacked up, so might be a bit of a slower start for Abed, but we've definitely seen him come back from crippling starts and turn into this godlike beast, so can't tap him out no matter what kind of laning start he gets. Down in this bottom lane, like you talked about, Witch Doctor just keeping his levels soaked up, Bulba sponging a little bit of damage, but with GH and Kuroki here splitting the XP with the Spectre, it's going to be a while until my man actually gets those levels up. Fisher flips onto both, but again, Witch Doctor and Abba aren't too concerned with that. Back towards the mid, Abed just going to be eating up a tango, getting himself back to health, and yeah, still struggling to get some souls for himself. Finally finds one.
It's not an easy match for sure. So, DC, they're doing pretty well in this off lane here. Liquid are spending a lot of time trying to zone out the Witch Doctor. If they can ever catch Witch Doctor, he will die. He's not tanky like his bad friend. But Matumba Man is still farming pretty well in the lane. It's not total free farm like Mason has in the safe lane, but it's still pretty good. Spectre, you definitely expect this hero to get kind of shut down. He's pretty abusable in these early parts of the game.
Abed will taunt out as he makes up to his high ground. And yeah, talking a bit about the offlane, we do have Mind Control, which is going to be spending most of his time in this jungly area, maybe poking his head into lane. But Mason on the Venge, getting a lot of free farm.
This'll come in handy.
You know, for Liquid, what do they have to watch out for? What's Venge's threshold going to be where they might say, you know, we have to gank this Venge. This Venge is getting out of control.
Well, it'll never be that. It'll always be we need to secure our Spectre some way, but in order to do that, they'll have to go up to Venge's lane, probably. Venge is pretty in control of this lane. She's gonna get her early items and be really hard for her. I think Liquid are just going to entirely focus on Spectre's lane, trying to give him the best possible lane setup he can get, but it's going to prove extremely difficult once DC get their levels up and they start to look him. But as I say, that Bulba might be in some trouble. Frozen up.
Yep, he's getting low, trapped on one side of the fissure. I want to keep an eye on the Doom as well. He's getting low in the jungle, but Bulba, yeah, one more hit. It will be first blood going the way of GH, and Primal Spring comes down as Dubu actually abandons his chase onto the Doom. TP's down bottom, just trying to hold this, but just going to be soaking up a little bit of free experience as Bulba's now going to TP back in, but that's getting Spectre some good XP for herself. Ticks over to her level 3, but things going all right. Kuroki holding everyone back with his keys, but gonna be, again, good pressure coming out of DC's top lane. Mid lane looks real good for Liquid. The Tinker got what he needed, and Abed is still a little bit crippled. And bot lane, Bulba, he went down once, but there is still some good pressure onto the Spectre. He's not feeling free.
Yep, especially with that CM rotating.
Coconuts bouncing around. I mean, what's going to be the go point here? Clearly DC have a lineup that want to get active and want to push early. What are they waiting for? Is it levels? Is it going to be first round items?
They pretty much want to take control of the safe lane, and then once that frees up, then that means Monkey King can really rotate down to the bottom lane. Bench can also follow, and they'll look to make some damage in the abandoned lane, so they can try to kill the Spectre, force them out, and break open the tower. But for now, they just need to keep scaling, getting their levels. Team Liquid are doing a good job at defending their offlane tower. The tower is still very, very healthy. Doom has good levels. He did go down there, but he was trying to pull the creeps off so he wouldn't get denied a bunch of experience. Probably worst thing on mid lane though. Miracle going for the solo kill. Goodbye.
Yeah, okay, Miracle just goes right in. Abed really having a tough time here. Miracle just going to keep bottling up as we are missing kills left and right. I apologize on that as Mind Control just lets loose here. Again, only level 5. Doesn't even need to spend Doom for that. Just going to be a quick pick on the Monkey King. So all of a sudden, Liquid picking up some momentum. Mid lane, they've got GH postured up, going in for that aggressive fissure. Witch Doctor potentially could be trapped out here, although it's not being TPing back in. They've got to get this kill quickly, and it looks like they will be able to do so. Max Point and Laser just chunks him right down.
We got some early kills on that Tinker already.
That's a really good start. I mean, a farm Tinker is nothing to sneeze at. You can come online pretty early, and Abed is just having a really tough time up here in this mid. First taunt gonna be going in. There is a Doom on the vent. She can't turn things around with a stun. She's just running for her life. The Spectral Dagger on top of her, and she's just gonna get sit back and chained up. Finally, this vent will go down. Well, and well, Dubu jumps forward looking for something, but it's just gonna be him versus the world. They got the Jingu Mastery up. Yep, Miracle meanwhile continues his kill onto Abed. Abed is just chain dying here, and Miracle's off to a great start. Smoking up, and this is going to be pretty big. Bulba gets some space down bottom to push, but there'll be a TP back forward for Mind Control. He's going to be salving up, right back to pressuring this lane.
This Doombringer here was extremely strong at this stage of the game. 1100 HP. He's got a ton of health regen from that Scorched Earth, and he can run at everything right now.
Yep, kind of beating Abed into his own game.
Yeah, exactly. And in the mid lane, we have the Tinker pretty much dominating the mid lane right now. SF does not want to be in this, especially with the roaming shaker. Even Han can come out to come kill him. He just wants to push the wave out, farm up the jungle. But I don't know if DC want that to happen because they want to keep pressure on all these lanes so these supports can kind of move around. Venge needs in some lane to be strong so she can TP in to reinforce it, play off that.
Down bottom, they're going to have a Primal Spring jumping forward. Kuroki is super low and does get killed off by that Boundless Strike. It's just a lowly Crystal Maiden though. You might be able to turn this into a tier 1 tower, but it looks like there will be a TP up. Because they want to defend this Earthshaker coming forward. The rest of Liquid trying to get in there and get aggressive. And they're just going to be able to zone him back as Tinker TP's in. Already with Boots of Travel. Man, this guy is farmed. 9 minutes in. He is ready to leave his lane and continue that pressure.
Yep, he's only got 1 level in his march right now, so he won't be farming extremely fast, but it's still so annoying for Tinker just to casually Boots of Travel into your lane, nuke you over and over.
Yeah. I mean, how do you control this Tinker right now? It seems like Miracle with that max level laser is the burst damage that Liquid so desperately need. You see there, 1 laser takes Abed down to half.
This'll come in handy.
But later on in the game, they'll have things like Bench Swamp. Monkey gives vision decrease, so hopefully they can set up on him. Abaddon also here, they can kind of just charge through the march and not really worry about it, but Liquid are doing extremely well in all their lanes right now. There were a couple deaths early on, mainly on the Doom, but now Doom working towards his hand of Midas. He's got his good levels. Once Doom gets these levels, he gets so tanky so quickly. I don't know, they just have what they need right now.
Yeah, Mind Control just chasing back Bulba. I don't think there's any real depth coming out there. Here we go. There is going to be Haunt coming forward. Yeah, that is a very dead Shadow Key. Abed, he just can't stay alive. They are focusing so many resources to deal with him. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Bulba just completely forced back. Did have to spend his borrowed time as mind control. It's just all up in it. TP gets canceled by the boundless strike, and it looks like mind control has met his match here. Jingu Mastery comes out. Is he actually juking this right now? Dubu gets vision back and will jump down the Primal Spring. Doesn't it? Bulba finally able to find that kill. That was a little bit close for comfort there.
Yeah, of course, it's not the PvP rotation. It's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, just running under the tower, pushing forward back. It does pay with the life work, but yeah. They're not so upset about that. You know, the rest of the heroes are farming. Crystal Maiden has her level 6 right now. Earthshaker has some alone time in the top lane. That is Arcane Boost for Blink Dagger. And we expect Vengeful Spirit to be one of these heroes that makes the rotation right away, but Venge pretty much confined to this top lane. Definitely not something he would prefer, but it's the way the game's playing out right now.
Yep, definitely the Midas Major here, as pretty much everyone has one queued up. Down bottom, Kuroki is going to be solo defending this tower, and Bulba's got to be a little bit tempted by that. Very, very squishy Crystal Maiden, but Bulba can't get too crazy without the help of his teammates. There will be a smoked up Monkey King, now with his level 6 available. So, TP in from the Doom, making things very tricky to initiate on. There they go, they actually get the Frostbite onto Dubu. Crystal Maiden immediately hops in with that freezing field. It's going to be zoning back the rest of DC. Ben gets doomed. There will be the net creep up onto Monkey King, but a really nice death for it by Demon. Might just be enough to take out Mind Control to get the kill. GH looking to man up on the Witch Doctor, but Witch Doctor turns that right back around. Meanwhile, Miracle snaps up a kill onto Dubu, so... yeah, Monkey King goes down, trading for 2. Beating that Tinker, though, is so dangerous now. He's really getting a streak going for himself. 4-0.
Tinker and Spectre at the top of the net worth charts, exactly where they want to be. Spectre is so far actually at 17 gold already. This season game very
Yep, look like she is going in for that Radiance. Not going to play the more, you know, get online fast build of the Vanguard Diffusal, but she thinks she can get the Radiance at a really viable time, and based on how the game is going for her so far, that's absolutely true.
Yep, should come out at a pretty good time in this game. DC make a move to the bottom lane, but it's a bit spotted because of Team Liquid. They have a ward up top, and that spots that, hey, Venge isn't here, they're going to make a rotation down there. Hiroki plays the ward out from the tower, sees the rotation, and they take the fight. Gold lane, DC wants, they want that tower. They want to be able to take control of this map, open up their map, and then it gives them more places on the map to farm. But they're
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yep, Tinker, meanwhile, gets 3 points up in his Marching Machines. He's having some fun pushing in this top lane solo. Abed gonna be scouted out here. This poor guy, he's just trying to live so hard. He's got 3 deaths already. GH dropping the fissure, and looks like Abed will be left to his own devices here. He has picked up max souls, so the Necro Mastery finally doing some work for him, getting some more damage. Should be able to start his steady climb back into the game, still much lower on the net worth charts than you'd expect from him. Bottom TP in. Oh, could be in some trouble there. Kuroki could be moving forward. Look at the damage coming out. The burst is crazy right now in Liquid. Bulba's ult now evaporated down for a minute. Nathan's going to be rotating in, looking to get aggressive here. Just Midasing a creep. Going to be just biding his time as the Marching Machines start to roll forward.
Yep, that's so...
Dire's middle tower is under
attack. To rotate, looking for a play, and then the wave just continues.
Double damage Doom in the mid lane. Demon may be looking to initiate with Paralyzing Cask, but Mind Control, Spidey senses tingling, just backs off to safety, and DC, they just can't find any openings here. Liquid are playing so safe, and they've laned this near perfectly.
Lane's extremely down. And DC, they should feel really pressured. You know, they need to make the moves happen, they need to force these towers down, but every time it happens, they're to march down.
So, I mean, what does this look like if the game pace continues just like this? It seems like Liquid, they got the lanes that they needed. DC having a couple of failed ganks. They've got some kills to their name, but Tinker's still getting out of control. Spectre's farming incredibly quickly. How did DC turn this around?
DC need to try to do what they're doing now.
Sparing no expense.
Dire's middle tower
This
is
tower's
under
been
attack.
completely surrounded, and this
Radiant's
tower
bottom tower is under attack.
been surrounded like that.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
But of of course, Spectre is so close to about 3,000 gold at 16 minutes in the game.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's top tower
Tier
has
1
fallen.
for Tier 1. Still some really good net worth going the way of Liquid. We got top 2 on the chart here. I mean, usually Spectre takes a little bit more time to top the chart than this. She's already 6,500 net worth at 16 minutes. Like you mentioned, Relic Gold's getting very, very close, and I mean, we're probably looking at like a 20-22 minute Radiance if she keeps up this pace.
Sounds about right. And as it looks right now, there's just DC will not have the items or the farm or like the levels that all have to deal with this Radiance Haunt. Witch Doctor pretty much just sitting on his boots, Raindrops, TP, Monkey King, same story, trying to build up to that Midas. Even Venge isn't that tanky yet. Shadow Fiend, Haunt is gonna do so much damage. Pretty much only the Abed is really safe from it. I don't know, it looks pretty grim at the pace it's going right now.
Yep. I mean, DC could definitely still blast this open with a couple of nice team fights, a couple of nice rotations. If they kill off the Tinker once or twice, if Spectre has a couple failed ganks, if they can burn some ultimates. I mean, DC are definitely still in this. I don't want to count them out just yet at 17 minutes, but it's a much trickier game to execute now that their lanes went a little poorly.
Yeah, they're definitely not out, but the clock is ticking.
Yeah. I mean, what's going to be the cutoff point? What's the point where it's going to be like, alright, DC just can't get anything. Liquid can just run them over.
If they lose the fight when Radiance Haunt comes out, I think.
Yeah, so that point's coming up pretty quickly there. Spectre already with Relic Gold now, just needs about 1,000 to finish off that Radiance, and it's gonna get pretty nasty. Matumba Man got a lot of freedom here. 302 on the Spectre, already with an urn, got the phase boost, the 4-man shield, and yeah, Radiance not too far off as Miracle just goes in behind the tower. They will end up trading as, wow, that was an optimistic TP from the Venge. Matumba Man finishes it off with one hit.
So nice haunt there, pretty much less than a 2-for-1 trade.
Yep, I mean, getting down the Tinker is super important, but trading for Mason's Venge is not exactly what you want to do either. Vengeful Spirit, at least.
They killed the decoy. The real carries here.
Regen rune denied by Demon, making sure no one's getting healthy. Now Bulba just charging through the forest, gonna get lots of pings from his teammate. They go in, really able to find this ward. Gonna be some nice things taken out, but is it gonna cost Bulba his life here? He's gonna get blasted low. They're holding on to that Doom.
Radiant structures
Bulba's
are
just sitting back, and it looks like they'll let him off with a warning.
Radiant's
DC
middle tower
continue to get
is under
aggressive and
attack.
continue to try to push this, but all of Liquid are waiting at this middle tower.
Dire's top tower is under
Right there
attack.
to the Witch Doctor cast. All the monkey nonsense that comes out after.
To my house.
Monkey King still dreaming of that Midas. He has the gloves in his backpack and still about 1,000 gold off the recipe, so it's gonna be a bit delayed in terms of overall items. We've already got one Midas on the Doom. We've got Relic now, Inspector's Courier, so flying that in. So things are about to get a little bit nastier here for Liquid. That Radiance is looming very close.
Yep, Doom with his plus 80 Devour bonus gold talent and hand extremely fast now too, even without hitting creep. If you just devoured off cooldown and Midas, he would still keep up and farm with all these heroes. This is pretty scary. Radiance is pretty much complete now. It's coming out on the courier, haunts up in 20 seconds. Witch Doctor saying his prayers, he's about to fall over when that thing comes out.
Yeah, just one Radiance Haunt can totally demolish Demon. Vengeful Spirit's gonna have a tough time dealing with it as well. He's got the Dragon Lance up, so does Abed, but the items are just feeling a little bit lackluster
Radiant's
right now.
top tower
Shadow
is
Fiend
under
still
attack.
not even, just barely breaking that halfway point in the net worth chart.
Dagger on Shaker now too.
Dire's
We got
middle
Blink
tower
on Doom,
is under
Blink on
attack.
Shaker. This is gonna be a very
Dire's
big
structures
fight
are
from Liquid when they're
fortified.
ready to hit that trigger. Smoke up, getting ready. Spectre now has the Radiance, has the Haunt. I'm ready to take a fight here, if nothing else. Just soak in a tower that's falling on its own.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
So moving in. Tinker with a blink as well. Wow, this team is very mobile.
Not a whole lot of catch when beside Monkey, but Monkey, I'm sure he'll be sitting on the side of the field.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
When they go on Tinker, could be very, very dangerous.
Oh, Abed. He's going out for the rune, but as soon as he retreats, he's going to walk right into his heroes. There's going to be the first Radiance Haunt going in. They top it off with a Blink Echo Slam. Yeah, this is exactly what Liquid wanted. Bulba now trapped under his own shrine. Dubu running back as well. Bulba has to pop his ult just because of the urn. There will be a Wukong's command find his own able one back. Spectre taking some damage. Dubu just kind of skirting around the edge of the circle, but will be killed off regardless. It's going to be an 0 for 3 as they're going to keep chasing down Bulba. A heat-seeking missile not quite going to do the job, but a blink in for Mind Control with that Infernal Blade will be able to get it done. Mind Control TP's out. Everyone going to be safe on the side of Liquid as there are 4 casualties on DC. Looking like DC are just losing a lot of steam as this game moves into the mid-game.
Yep, that was 4 kills when the Haunt came out. Nobody on Liquid died at all. I guess DC do have Roshan potential. You know, perhaps they could smoke up and just run at Roshan, because DC or Team Liquid don't have any cooldowns right now. They used all their ultimates to take that team fight. That's perhaps the only opening I see for them right now, but it doesn't look like they're going to take it. I don't know. This is tough. This is what you're thinking about the next game.
Yeah, again, DC have that 1 game advantage, so it's not all on the line here. They still get 1 game to redeem themselves if they can't bring this one back, but well, they're not tapping out till the bitter end. But looking at that net worth, it is just spiking. And this is on the back of a Spectre and a Tinker that are getting absurdly farmed and show no signs of slowing down.
Building into that grip, so they're just trying to tank as much as possible to play that frontline role.
Tinker now has the Aghanim Scepter queued up, so gonna make that laser even more lethal in these team fights. It just seems like DC, they had a really clear game plan when they picked this draft. They wanted to get mobile, they wanted to have successful lanes and early rotations, and that just didn't happen.
Yeah, it just didn't work out. Liquid had a lot of control over their safe lane. They were able to kill off the Abed. Mid lane was extremely rough for Abed, and he teleported too much, he kind of just had to do his own thing. And then Doom, once he got levels, he was actually very scary. The offlane Doom and Crystal made him able to pretty much kill anyone in that.
Yeah, it feels like Mind Control kind of tried to play on this Doom the same way an Abaddon would, and it's being more successful than the Abaddon right now. Nava has his own Radiance queued up, but wow, they are going all in for this. Spectre's going to be getting ready to go. Monkey King just jumping away. There's a Doom spent out on Mason's Vengeful Spirit. This core Ven just feels like a support, feels so flimsy right now. There will be a TP out. Dubu gets back to safety. They aren't able to go and get vision for that frostbite, but still, Liquid now get free pressure into this lane, probably going to be able to turn it into the full tier 2 tower. But the man just sitting back, farming casually, and already has that Manta queued up as his next item.
Yep, he's accelerating.
Whoa, look at it go!
Tinker, maybe a top player. But I think the tank and March, not a lot of AD on him.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I guess. Abaddon is getting close to his Radiance at least. Almost at the relic for now.
Yeah, I mean, how much can this Abaddon Radiance change this up? If he's sitting with his teammates, if he's soaking up damage, if he's clocking missed chances, is that enough to get DC back in this?
Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I'll take that.
Can't take fights. They're very, very far away from that for now. Radiance is definitely a step in the right direction. Monkey King almost has his Midas, he's about halfway there.
He's been working on that thing for
like,
so long.
Yeah, 10 minutes until same rule.
I mean, is this just not a great time for Monkey King to try to get that Midas? Should he have just bailed out a couple minutes ago and gone for the phase boots, gone for that core transition a little earlier? Oh, here we go. Wukong's command coming in. They're doing a fair amount to the Doom. It's going to be popping off that new Crimson Guard. Doesn't make it outside the circle. Jake's going to be blinking away as Miracle ready to keep the spam up. Popping out the heat-seeking missiles.
Radiant's bottom
and yeah, this is getting pretty tricky to deal with. Doom goes down. DC, they're all still up. They will be able to deal a fair number onto this tower. We'll go down.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Jump back in from Dubu. A little bit crazy there, but yeah. DC, they go in, they finally show some signs of life. We haven't seen a whole lot out of Abed here. Again, having a really difficult lane, went 0-4, and now a Haunt is just going to pin him down again. Oh, okay, that's a godlike streak for our Spectre. That Radiance Haunt just came out and started decimating Team DC. Looks like Ben's going to be going down as well, finished off by the newly completed Dagon on Miracle.
Yep.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They forced the bottom tower. Liquid wanted to defend.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
hiding in the trees there, was able to hear vision of it, and then just sort of into a recall. Man, I got some kills there, but of course, Spectre, Monk came off cooldown, he pressed R.
Yep, Bulba meanwhile just gets exploded top lane. That was just something Tinker can repeat over and over and over
Dire's
again.
middle
Just
tower is
the
under
Dagon
attack.
spam, it's only going to get worse as the Dagon gets upgraded. And yeah, the burst is just so ridiculous here. What's DC's plan against it? It seems like they're not quite tanky enough to live through any of these pushes.
Haste.
Yeah, they just
Dire's
don't have the
structures
farm or
are
the items.
fortified.
At this stage of the game, they're kind of just scrapping together whatever kinds of farm they can get, but Abed, he's not going to be getting tanky for a really long time. Witch
Dire's
Doctor,
middle
same thing.
tower
Monkey
has
King,
fallen.
Same thing, he just got his Midas.
Dire's
All
bottom
these heroes
tower
are just
is
going
under
to melt in the
attack.
Dagon right now. They need to hope that they can get another fight like they did
Smart
after
money.
Monkey King was able to scout these heroes coming in instead of like a tanker like that, and they sort of gank them. They need to make sure they bring the numbers, or else Spectre's just gonna haunt and then kill him again.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Roche and extreme quick with the wave of terror. There is no medallion up yet, but they have 1 negative armor. Liquid, they might know what's happening. They do.
Seems like they're sniffing it out. GH goes in, Fissure hits onto 2, there's going to be heat-seeking missiles blasting around. They do end up losing their Earthshaker. Wukong's command comes forward, they try to tumble man in the circle, but he just walks right out. Monkey King getting low, kills off. It is looking pretty good for Liquid right now. Doom gonna be sitting forward, gets the Doom off onto Abed, who just can't do anything. This poor guy is just being victimized here. Bulba pops his ult, so he'll back up near full health, but then after that's over, he's a dead man. All of DC are dead in a 5-man wipe, trading only for the Earthshaker. Looks like Roche is theirs for the taking, but yeah, Liquid are quite ahead. About 20,000 net worth lead at the 27-minute mark.
Zero heroes you definitely do not want to play with, or play against when they're ahead. Spectre, Tanker, Lee King monsters, even the Doombringer.
Yeah, here we go.
Name's called.
Yeah, it seems like DC is kind of, you know, that they don't want to waste any more mental effort on this game, realizing it's just 99.9% of a lost cause. So going to be looking towards game number 3. It's all coming down to it. These teams in the TF Major group stage are trying to seed themselves nicely. Yeah, this is going to be pretty difficult. I mean, what's Digital Chaos's game plan to execute this cleanly? Because clearly Liquid got what they want. They've got a clear plan on what they're doing and how they're laning. DC's best shot is...
10
so
seconds
DC,
remaining.
they can play a lot off this Legion commander. Legion's really strong in the offlane against what
5
they have.
seconds remaining.
Also, their team fight is not weak by any means. It's just, it really is just a matter of who gets the initiation first. Spectre can haunt to kind of set up these team fights so Legion can duel off. Warlock can drop the rock. Ember Spirit, tons of magic AoE damage along with Warlock's fatal bonds. It's just one of these games where it just depends who gets the fight, who starts it first.
Alright, so we are starting it off. This is going to be a very interesting match. What lanes are you looking forward to watching? What do you think is going to be the bloodiest, the feistiest?
Definitely the mid lane. Lina has a pretty good matchup against the Ember Spirit, but Ember Spirit with some roaming potential could do something. Monkey King, not the greatest roamer anymore, of course. He typically likes to sit in the safe lane and zone. Crystal Maiden, though, very, very good roam. Of course, the Riki as well.
Alright, so Spectre versus Naga. I mean, if this does go really late, if we're still talking about like an 80-minute game, who's looking stronger there? The Ember and the Spectre versus Naga Siren and Riki, who's going to be 6 slotted at that point?
Looks like Riki.
Yeah, he can do it. I believe in him. If this is like 90 minutes, you think Kuroki won't get 6 slotted?
No, I think he'll be naked. He'll have like, well, you never know. It depends what kind of farm he gets early on in the game. But, I don't know, it's really hard to say because Spectre and Naga, once they're really farmed, they kind of do the same thing in these team fights. But it just comes down to how much farm these other heroes can get. How much farm Clockwork can get, Legion Commander can get, Lina versus the Ember Spirit. Like, if Warlock and Monkey King are extremely poor in this game, they're not going to be able to do anything for this Naga Siren. They won't even survive these team fights, they'll die to just AoE nuke damage. Same thing with Crystal Maiden and Riki though, even the Clockwork when Honk comes out, very hard to deal with.
Alright, so starting things off, we got Kuroki just poking
30
around. We'll find
seconds to
Bulba
battle.
over here in the jungle, but may go for a rune steal, not gonna be anything too crazy. Got 3 DC heroes down here. Do you think Mason's actually gonna need this tri-lane, or is he gonna be left alone as soon as the game starts and these guys start rotating?
They'll definitely just hang around. They don't have really anything else to do. Warlock doesn't want to leave the lane until much later. He might go top to help LC, but I don't know, it just seems unlikely. Monkey King can probably solo
The
zone.
battle
They can
begins.
on Abed.
Yeah, he's in some trouble here. Definitely gonna get denied the rune. It looks like it will be picked up by Matumba Man. And Abed already chunked down to half health. Gonna have to tango up and gets frostbitten here. Potentially first blood. They don't quite have the finish for it. And Abed will just use that Iron Branch tango. But already starting out at a deficit. Doesn't get that rune and has to be very careful about Miracle harassing him. Lina laning is just so scary. Her range is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's up against this tough Lina matchup too. The hill, or the creep walk is on his hill too. This is not a good start for Abed. He's gonna have his salve delayed or tangos, whatever sort of regen he's bringing.
Oh, up top, we
Sweet start.
are gonna have Bulba snapped up by the Frostbite. Gonna have to play a lot more defensively here. We've seen Bulba's Legion Commander before, and you know, it's pretty brave. It goes into these fights, it kind of tanks the wave a little bit, but Bulba's gonna have to be very safe here.
Both offlaners having kind of a pretty hard start here. Mind control, clockwork, he can always find his experience, but how much farm can you really get in this lane when Monkey King is a little pudge courier hitting him over and over?
Yep, he's
Why is it in the game?
it's a cute little mechanic. Look, he's a tree. But
You said the tree's gonna kill you.
it's okay. Anyway, mind control, like you mentioned, not going to be getting a whole ton of farm, just has to 1v1 with Dubu, and Mason should have a pretty safe lane down here unless there's going to be rotations in, so Clockwork just going to be all about the levels, trying to soak whatever farm he can, but he's all about that level 6 and then wants to rotate.
Yeah, this mid lane is extremely hard for Ember now, especially with that start. He has to use all his regen at the beginning, and Flame Guard doesn't do a whole lot in this matchup.
Gonna be forced back. I mean, this is really tough. Up top, we've got Bulba getting slapped down to a third health, just gonna be going and tangoing up, and that's the last of his regen. See, he's got a magic stick queued up, but still gonna be a while before he can fly that in, and Naga gonna be free farming as well. That seems like it's real dangerous for DC. What's the best option to deal with this? Just kinda stick it out and hope Legion Commander can get something?
Well, Legion is getting to the point where he's got a level 2. Ricky's gonna move around because he wants to get these bounty runes. He can lane a bit better now, especially once he skills up the overall odds with spread of die. But he's just dipping out into the jungle for now. Maybe Monkey King will make a rotation up the top lane. He's
This'll
actually
come in
jumping on the
handy.
mid lane here. Miracle might be in some trouble.
He's just gonna walk back uphill. Abed doesn't have those searing machines yet, so yeah, he procs the Jingu Mastery, but Jingu can't really do anything about that. We do have Ricky kind of crawling around the mid lane, maybe thinking about a courier snipe, but a courier's nestled safely in base right now.
Yep, Mind Control's offlane looks a bit easier than Bulbous for now. Team Liquid playing, they're putting a lot of pressure where they were, at least in the first 2 minutes, on zoning this Legion Commander. But now, once LC gets leveled, it's kind of inevitable. Ricky wants to roam around, get these bounty runes, kind of see what he can do across the map.
Down here we got Kuroki postured up. I mean, maybe looking for some harass onto Demon, but more just keeping eyes on the situation, making sure nothing's stacking up too nicely, so chasing in. They're going to be pinging it out, but Demon walks safely back under his tower. Overall momentum still looking good for Mason. Our last hit's going to be led up by the Naga, who's just gotten, again, a really free lane as Bulba has to play super, super safe. Now down bottom, there is going to be a scan here. Radiant know that there's some dire heroes crawling around. Kuroki making his way in. So. Yep. Mason just sewn back by Cogs, burns up a little mana, but altogether he's fine. Meanwhile, mid lane, Abed still having a lot of trouble. Last game and this game, his mid lane was just really punished. I think Liquid allocating the appropriate resources to make sure that he's shut down, because he's really a huge part of DC's momentum.
Yeah, Abed just to level 4 and Lina's 1 creep away from 5. That's just the price he has to pay for Monkey King leeching his experience. But he's got the nice shrine. This is a tough matchup, big time. And Lina not afraid of Monkey
Radiant's
King at all.
middle
Monkey
tower
King's
is
actually
under
gonna go
attack.
back down to the bottom lane. Yeah, good lane setup from Liquid so far. They look like they're winning all of their lanes.
Looks a little bit similar to game number 2, and of course we saw in game number 2 Liquid just balling out of control because they had a free farming core, and well, Naga, similar story here, just kind of chilling. Matumba Man already 32 last hits at 4.5 minutes. Gonna have that Iron Talon flying in, so the jungle's gonna be even quicker, the farm just gonna accelerate. What's gonna be the go point here? What is Liquid waiting for until they get real active and real scary?
I imagine they're just going to try and farm as much as they can. Naga Siren wants to get to that Radiance. Clockwork level 6 is their obvious first, like, go button. You know, they can pressure a lot with the hook shot, especially
Top
in the
lane.
mid lane.
Bulba getting body blocked in. Matumba Man trying to keep on top of her. They got Rick tied up in 1 second. Oh, Bulba turns to go back in, and that will be first blood. GH snaps that one up, and well, it's going to be feeling real good for Liquid there as Radiant's got some more harass as well. Mason just being healed up by his buddies. Ooh, Dubu snaps up the kill into Miracle. Abed gets low, but very nice. They're able to turn that one into at least a good trade, taking out the mid.
Yeah, Miracle was playing very aggressive, and Dougal was there on the trees ready to go, and they're able to kill him there. Very nice, that's exactly what Ember Spirit needs to kind of get what he needs out of the lane. It's still going to be a tough matchup, but once he hits his level 6, there's a lot more kill potential on this Lina.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, Abed, unfortunately, empty bottle, no more regen, has to walk all the way back to the shrines behind the rags in order to get back in. Now,
Even down bottom lane gets caught by Mike. He's in big trouble.
yep, he's going to be TPing in as well. They will be able to go ahead and get the kill on the Warlock, but Mind Control might be in some serious trouble. Kuroki is going to jump in, but then just bails out, leaving his friends for dead. As there's just no way of salvaging this. Mason going to be able to go and get the kill on that. So Spectre starting that snowball, just getting that free farm, and now starting to roll kills into that as well.
Yeah, Monkey is actually in this game. Master, they might be able to make a play out of the mid lane here. Abed's about to hit level 6 in like 2 creeps.
Yep, killing Miracle would be real nice here. They got the Boundless Strike to start things off. Still no Wukong's command at level 4. Now Miracle going to be taking some damage from the Sleight of Fist, and that's going to be the go. They just need a little bit more, and they can't get it. There's a TP in from Crystal Maiden canceled, as Miracle is going to be just fine, backing off and playing safe. Meanwhile, down bottom, Mason, low health and no mana. May have to back off from this lane just a little bit. Mind Control going to be hitting that level 5 pretty soon, and almost has what he needs to out of the lane.
Yeah, Clockwork getting really scary in this lane. They're seeing level 5 already, 2 points into the battery assault. And with Ricky rolling down, if someone gets trapped in cogs with the smoke screen on top, definitely death for them.
GH trying to chase in. They will eventually hit the net onto Bulba. He's able to purge off the net, but gets dropped right back into the frostbite. Makes it back, but isn't going to be able to give any contest to that free farming Naga Siren, who's starting to be a real issue. Almost 50 last hits onto the Naga. Why is that sorted like that? Oops, there we go. Yeah, she's going to be 3,300 net worth right now at only 7 minutes in.
And she shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. DC unable to really pressure Naga Siren at all. They're trying to deal with their own safe lane right now. Clockwork getting a ton in this lane.
Yeah, it looked tough for him. He got killed once, but since then hasn't been giving away anything.
Came back and got the solo kill off onto the Warlock. Very good for him. Warlock only level 3 at this stage of the game.
Yep, certainly no ult. There's going to be Ricky moving in. Maybe they can go for a kill onto Demon here, and they're going to go ahead and try. Silence off and Boundless Strike won't be coming in. Cogs trapping too. Kuroki getting low right into the jaws of Mason, trying to run for it. Meanwhile, there is still going to be a kill coming out of Mind Control. He finds one and might be able to find another. He goes down the rocket flare. Going to be coming in just in time. Mind Control is so low. The Cogs to hold back Mason, and there's no mana for the Spectral Dagger. Mind Control lives through this gank. He actually is able to go in, get what he wants, and come out alive on the end.
Oh my god, Mason wasn't expecting the stick, didn't stick on him, and Mind Control makes it out with his life. They're big plays here in this bottom lane.
Yeah, that is exactly what Clockwork wanted. Shows off that level 6 in style. He's going to go heal up, and now Liquid can get a little bit more mobile. DC still waiting on their big team fight abilities. Obviously, a long time till that chaotic offering comes on.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But he does go down to Combo Man.
Yep, Matumba Man getting pretty big. Naga Siren really uncontested for top farmer. Spectre, again, has had a free lane, but Naga is going crazy.
Yeah, her net worth is really starting to skyrocket right now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, how comes the haunt?
Yep, Miracle in a lot of trouble there. It was a pretty big commit for that Lina kill, but definitely worth helping Abed just retain control of his lane. He had a really tough time starting out, but hasn't died yet. Cut close a couple of times, but he's starting to get where he needs to be, has that Veil queued up. So we'll see Ember start to be having a little more impact as the game moves forward.
Yep, this is going to be such an early Radiance from the Naga Siren. We saw last game, Radiance came out at like the 20-minute mark and it was still so impactful. This is going to be like 14 faster than that.
Keep an eye on Matumba Man. They do have Legion Commander in the area. Matumba Man's very low mana. Does have just enough for that Song of the Siren. We'll see if he's going to be casting it here. Seeing two heroes in the area. There we go. Just going to be a Song. Waiting for the rest of her buddies to come forward. They do have GH now ready with that Freezing Field. I think they're going to try to fight this out. The Freezing Field comes in, but immediate Boundless Strike onto GH. The net does hit onto Dubu. Going to get purged off by that heal from Bulba, and he's just going to be hopping away. So I guess burned an ult from Liquid, cost a couple of resources. Meanwhile, down bottom, oh man, Mind Control again, almost living here, trying to make it towards the Shrine. The urn will finish him off though. Spectre grabbing up that nice early urn, and now that it's filled up the 2 charges, he's feeling alright.
Yep, nice early urn pickup there from the Spectre, guarantees him a kill. That also will help him farm the jungle later on, keeping him nice and healthy.
Back towards our mid matchup, Lina gonna be level 9 now. Still just sitting in, getting the farm he needs to. Ember Spirit also level 9, getting very close to that Veil. When does Ember Spirit want to start moving around? He's already got some remnants going for himself, but hasn't really left mid lane yet.
Yeah, he wants that Veil before he really moves. But in the meantime, they can't come forward, just like this.
Yep, Searing Chains come forward, and that's all they need to hold him back. Miracle goes in for the Laguna, tries to take Demon out with her, but Demon's going to be living through this, and that's feeling real good. Meanwhile, up top,
Dire's middle tower
trying to keep
is
eyes
under
on
attack.
Bulba, who finally enjoys some free lane farm.
Yep, Naga Siren heading to the jungle, 2,500 gold now for Naga. Spectre sitting on 1,200, but of course Spectre does have these other smaller items.
Moving in, it looks like Radiant getting active here, hunting for the Naga Siren. We're going to see Naga Illusions farming this up, but seems like this is the real one. They ping her out. That's the call. Remnant forward. They get the Searing Chain. Slap down with the Boundless Strike. Matumba Man just trying to run, but it's not going to be enough. And Abed now on a killing spree after what seemed to be a absolutely terrible lane. They're going to be turning this around, trying to get a kill on Miracle as well. And they keep up with him. They go in. They drop the Golem just to make sure they get that kill. And it's super worth as now DC pick up the kill lead. Starting to get their cores stacked up in net worth as well. This is feeling great for DC.
Yeah, Mason almost killed off the CM there. She was 1 hit this time. Mind Control did rotate into the mid lane though. Let's see what he can do here. Yeah, DC was making great moves. They were able to catch out Naga Siren without his sleep cooldown up. That was the Arcane Rune usage on the Ember Spirit too, and now it looks like he's got a Veil. The Ember's the big winner in all these team fights, you know? He got his ass handed to him in lane, and now all of a sudden he's right back. Lina looks like she's really struggling now.
Yeah, that's a pattern we've seen before from Abed. As long as his teammates are there, as long as he's able to go and style in his opponent, he can usually come back from a bad start.
Top tower is under attack.
Here, we are going to have Hiroki crawling around. Matumba Man's going to make his way into lane. Bulba going to be jumped on here. Does get netted, but you know, Wukong's command coming in from the trees. Bounces right to the next one too. Mind Control goes in, hogs up Bulba, but Bulba's going to keep fighting this one out. Maybe going for the duel here. Might be a good play, but no, Mind Control will get the kill. The monkey not going to finish him off. He's 1 hit from death, and is going to be able to earn himself back up as Dubu just kind of sat back and watched that one happen. Didn't want to poke his head forward. GH though will be the sacrifice. Pops into the ult. Rocket Flare comes forward, getting Dubu low, but they're not able to find the kill. Net finally does connect, and oh man, the silence onto Abed. He's running for his life. Boundless Strike helps him out, buys him some space here from the Warlock. He'll secure his escape, but no! They're going to go back in with the Song here. There's plenty of liquid bodies in the fight. They just got to make sure that Ember can't get out. With that smoke cloud popped in, he hops back to his Remnant, but gets hit by the Light Strike Array. Good prediction coming out of the Lina, and Abed finally falls. That's going to be a 4 streak ended, and almost 400 gold going straight to the Ricky.
Team Liquid bringing it back there, nice on the Ember Spirit, and all of a sudden Mason is the network leader here.
Spectre's been, you know, quietly farming down bottom. We talked about Spectre versus Naga just getting free farm, but DC really turned their attention to just Naga, keeping her on her toes, even when she's off in the jungle, and Spectre's just been chilling.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yep, Miracle has definitely
bounty.
Dire's top tower is under
They do have the hook shot out.
Yep, Monkey King just going to be jumping out of danger here. Mind
Radiant's
Control might
middle
go for
tower is under
a
attack.
lucky shot. Going to get pinged here. He's actually in some really dangerous territory. Might get punished for this. They're going in. He's got his rocket flare going. The smoke cloud going to be huge. Kuroki times this one right. The Haunt coming forward as Spectre wants to participate here. There we go. Primal Spring comes down. No one's falling just yet. There we go. First pass will be the Legion Commander, but Abed ready to let loose. Mind Control can be burning as well. Goes for the cog to try to buy himself some time. There will be another Chaotic Offering connecting onto 2. Matumba Man does not have that Song. GH just going to be trying to channel the ult for all he's worth. And a TP back in from the Lina might be enough to break this back up as everyone's looking a little bit low on mana. Dragon Slave comes forward and the Laguna Blade able to finish off the Spectre. Mason does not give enough credit to Miracle, overstaying his welcome, and they cancel the Warlock's TP. Tries to hold back Miracle, but another Dragon Slave secures a kill.
Haste on this team. Serious pressure. Abed's not safe yet either.
Yeah, I think he's maybe bringing in some friends, and although he's out of mana, he wants to fight this Lina. And they're going forward. Miracle getting very, very low. Kuroki's trying to help out here, but he's on the run. Mind control eating his way out of the cogs, so very bloody fight, very long, drawn-out fight, but in the end, Abed gets what he needs to.
Attack.
Yep, Ember Spirit doing so much damage in this team fight that Vale picked up. So difficult for these guys to fight right now. They, like, Liquid have this combo with Naga Sleep where they can cog into the smoke screen, try to find and isolate heroes like Ember Spirit,
This'll come in handy.
Monkey King, or Warlock, but unless they have it, their team fight does not look very strong right now at all.
Yep. Pushing the overall net worth, I mean, it's been an up and down battle. Currently Liquid holding on to just a little bit of a lead.
Radiant's
But as
bottom
the Spectre
tower is
continues
under
to go and
attack.
free farm and clear out the jungle, that's going to change. He's got that Radiance queued up after going for the early urn, and we'll have it pretty well timed. I mean, already getting close to that Relic gold, about 1,000 gold off. It's not going to be that crazy early 20-minute Radiance we saw last game, but still, going to be great.
Yeah, definitely still a
Dire's
very
top
good
tower
timing.
is under attack.
They're gonna hot tub in 20 seconds here. They're not,
Dire's
they're
top
very
tower
aggressive.
has fallen.
They're looking for everything. They want to take all these
Radiant's
fights.
bottom
Ember Spirit
tower
super
is under
strong
attack.
Right now.
Abed getting pretty close to those boots of travel. He'll have them up in just a couple of seconds, and that's going to mean that
Radiant
DC has some
structures
really
are
global
fortified.
teamfight presence. They've got Haunt if they need to
Dire's
get in.
top
They can have
tower is
Ember
under
Spirit and
attack.
Spectre pushing out other
Radiant's
lanes, and then
bottom
just have them
tower is
TP
under
in when the
attack.
fight breaks out or when they're ready to initiate. DC's push is looking pretty good. Of course, we can never tap out the Naga Siren. We've now got the Relic on the Courier flying into her. So she will be able to score a tower as well. And then just playing patient. Is this
Radiant's
Naga where
bottom
we need her to
tower has
be, or
fallen.
is it starting to fall behind?
She's doing perfectly fine. So breaks the smoke actually. There's the duel.
Yep, gonna be an easy kill onto that Ricky. More damage stacking up the Lola here.
Miracle's in. Did see the Monkey King jump there.
Just gonna be hanging around. I mean, it's so dangerous to initiate here. They've got mind control for the hooks, but Abed is so slippery. They've got to combo it up really nice. Miracle goes into the light strike array. They are able to get this done. Man, Abed can't do anything. He's gonna be sitting back. Look at back in with this flame. Wow, okay. There's the Wukong's command as mind control is just getting chunked. 2 heroes already dead. Naga's singing, but it's not gonna be enough to save her teammates. He's just gonna be crawling into the side shot, picking up a TP and bailing out as DC get the fight they were looking for. They turn that hook shot right back around in Liquid's face.
Yeah, very weird there. They don't have the damage to kill Ember Spirit through his Flame Guard. It wasn't even close actually. Even through all of Lena's spells and Clockwork as well.
Yeah, I thought for sure Abed would be the casualty and maybe DC could pick up a couple stragglers, but Abed, since the laning phase, has not been giving away anything.
Yep, it's definitely taking over the map right now. Freeing up all the space in the world for Spectre. Only 150 gold off of the Radiance. Naga Siren very close to her Radiance.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to have a scuffle in the woods. Matamba Man goes in, tosses out a net,
Dire's
and they know
middle
Naga
tower
doesn't have a song. We'll be able to zone back Abed, but yeah, Matamba Man just forced to go and mirror image and try to run.
Dire's structures are
Hiroki still getting some
fortified.
good vision for his team.
Dire's
but
middle tower is under attack.
seems like Liquid just can't find the fights they're looking for. Even with Clockwork initiations, they can't get the lockdown they need.
Yep, and Lena's closing in on her Yules now. Eventually pretty much has it. Very good for surviving Ember Spirit damage, and she can also Yules LC before blinks in to cast the And I think DC are very happy with what they were able to do with their early game. They've salvaged Abed's lane phase, and pretty much he's so strong in these fights. It's just way too much damage to handle right now. Warlock getting
Dire's
ults on some
bottom
of these
tower
fights too.
is under attack.
They're sitting pretty comfy.
Here we've got Kuroki just keeping an eye on what's going on behind the tower. Hook shot in, they isolate Monkey King. They are going to smoke him up, and it looks like it will be an easy kill. But it's a support Monkey King and tier 1 tower. DC are still going to be able to finish this out and farm up. Abed is going to be clearing illusions.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Still
attack.
hanging back.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Good little fight there from
Radiant's
Liquid.
middle
Get a
tower
pick up,
has
get a
fallen.
tower, keeping themselves active on the map. But still not addressing the big problem of DC, which is the fact that Spectre's now farming up very quickly, has the relic already, just going to be, you know, 500-600 gold off that Radiance.
Yep. The problem in my mind is that the supports on Liquid are not going to be able to deal with this Haunt at all. Crystal Maiden, 740 HP, pretty much is going to melt to that. Ricky, he's invisible, so he'll be okay, but even heroes like Lina right now, not going to be able to deal with Haunt too well. Of course, Naga Siren, we all know what she does. She makes illusions carry the Radiance over, and she just farms everything on the map right now. Spectre net worth is skyrocket. Spectre also farms fast, but not as fast as Naga Siren, and Liquid are just using this Naga Siren to kind of get these lanes out. The rest of their heroes are moving together, looking for pickoffs. They use these illusions to kind of force the enemy team to make risky plays to get these lanes out, and then gank people on these side lanes, but DC sticking S5 pretty much looking for their own play. Both teams thinking of the exact same thing, kind of looking at the other sides of the map, looking for the heroes to kill.
Big smoke up here. This was just a Naga hunt at its finest. Looking from a Tama man being off guard, but again, with a Song of the Siren ready, it's just so difficult to kill off this Naga unless you chain stun her and blast her apart. She's just gonna hit R and reset the team fight.
Radiant's
Naga
middle
gets
tower
more and
is
more
under
items.
attack.
I think the Song of the Siren will come into play a bit more in these team fights, then she can really stick her illusions on heroes like Monkey King, Warlock, and just destroy them in these team
Radiant's
fights.
middle tower is under attack.
Bulba crossing the river to join his team, so all of DC pushed up in this top lane. Liquid getting a little more time to farm up. Again, Naga now clearing out the Radiant jungle with her illusions, and there's a line drawn in the sand. They want to get down to this bottom lane and get this tier 2 tower here, while they know that DC are occupied top.
Radiant's bottom tower
Kinda
is
just
under
see Liquid.
attack.
Nobody farms these lanes except for Naga, and Lina just sits in the jungle. That way they always stay off map, they're scary,
Radiant's
they're
middle tower
threatening
is under
DC,
attack.
and they don't really know where
Dire's
they are.
top
They
tower
could be
is
in either
under
of these
attack.
2 lanes here. Mind control and Roki set up here on this.
Radiant's
room,
bottom
pretty
tower is under
They
attack.
can catch out Abed.
Gonna be putting down, they bring a Miracle here, and that might just be the first damage they need. They go, they smoke them up, and there will be golems dropped in.
Radiant's middle
Meanwhile,
tower
GH
is under
just
attack.
dancing around. There's going to be a Haunt coming forward. Wukong's command goes in as the song happens, so unfortunately, Crystal Maiden bites the dust. The Monkey is still punching mind control. Mason walking in and out of that song, burns himself in the mana. Mind control trying to take you out, and they've got nothing to cancel it. So that's going to be the end of the fight there. Crystal Maiden for an Ember Spirit. They have to burn the song, but still really well done by Liquid.
Yep, definitely what they're looking for. They catch Abed. Big streak on him as
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's
Dire's middle tower
good amount
is
of money
under
going
attack.
on to Miracle now. Arlena still thinking about that Bloodstone. Look for the early Yules before going for the Bloodstone pick. Making sure that she's got the control it takes to hold everyone in place.
Dire's middle tower
Well,
has fallen.
tries to get saved by Bulba, but will still end up going down. Not a huge impact kill as he already had his ultimate on cooldown and didn't really have much to contribute to the map, but takes some net worth going the way of Liquid.
well. Yep. The advantage Naga Siren has over Spectre is not in the team fights, it's in this sort of game.
This is huge. That is a kill that they absolutely needed. Matuma Man there to get experience. Miracle there to soak up the gold. That is super necessary. Now Spectre's not going to be farming for 45 seconds, and this lane's going to push out all the way to
Dire's
tier
top
2.
tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
I was trying to say that these lanes are not safe at all for DC to farm. They get pushed out by illusions, Lina's farming the jungle, and the rest of these goes up like the guy as well.
Little picks.
Kills on the side. They can't really stop it, and they have to take risks to get out of these silos and push the lanes out, or else Naga's just
Be ensnared in fire.
everyone back in the base.
Abed goes to try to get some revenge for his teammates, but Light Strike Array connects. He's silenced up, he can't run in out of this. He'll get healed up by the Legion Commander, and now, even though GH is dancing, there's still some kills coming out. Mind control trapped in the cogs, but there will be a frostbite onto Abed. He's taken some serious damage from that negative burn, but Adina comes out. They lock down the Crystal Maiden, and they will be able to turn this in their favor. Ember Spirit lives throughout the whole gank, and they take 4. Definitely slowing down Liquid's goal a little bit. DC kicking and screaming, trying to reclaim this lead that they had.
Yeah, very nice play from these two there. They're grouped up. Liquid looking for maybe a bit of an ambitious play there, trying to dive deep for the Ember. They didn't have the Lina ultimate available in that fight, or Ember would have just died instantly, but Ember survives, turns around with the Veil and the Fire Remnant, and just blows him up.
Yeah, very well played, and now Ember Spirit, he's got his BKB queued up, so looking to get even more aggressive and be able to survive through these fights. Doesn't want to get, you know, completely comboed down like that, wants to at least be able to fight his way through it. There's going to be a Shrine TP coming out of Mind Control. He has Hookshot ready. And they are going to bring in Naga Illusions, and Naga herself. So looking for a good hookshot here. Looks like they're going to flare it out. They will be able to get some vision, figuring out what's going on. The hookshot connects onto the Warlock. He has his golems available. Does he just YOLO slap him down here? It looks like the Veil comes out. Demon going to reinitiate into this fight. Naga, though, she's singing.
Monkey King.
He's retreating. Going forward, there will be a Light Strike array going in. Monkey King is in trouble here. Somehow still alive, slaps on the bounce strike before he goes down. But they're able to chase down the Naga Siren. It's 3 heroes dead. Spectre continues to reinitiate. Still full health, full mana on her. Mind Control, the only survivor, gets held in place by the Searing Chains and completely comboed down. That is going to be a full 5-man wipe, trading only for a Monkey King. They burn down Naga Song and the Siren as well. It's going to be a tier 2 tower. This is what DC's game plan was all along. Get the farm up on their Spectre, get Abed huge, and just start taking lanes, winning fights, and be unstoppable.
Yeah, Team Liquid there with the Song of the Siren. They found Monkey King. They thought they could take the fight, but Bulba was in range to duel Lina immediately once the Song ran out, and they just take that fight convincingly. I mean, they thought they had it set up well with the hook shot onto the Warlock, but unfortunately there was no one there in time to follow up on that, so kind of a wasted effort there, and now Spectre almost had his Manta style. Legion Commander working towards that BKB now too. Blade Mill doing big work in these team fights. And Abed almost has his BKB. It's looking pretty scary.
Yep. Quick pause here, as is tradition at these events. It'll be quick this time. Yeah, of course there's lag, but yeah, I mean, Liquid clearly, they lost 2 big fights in a row. It's not looking good. The net worth you see is just piling up in DC's favor. How does Liquid take this back? How do they play calm and collected so they don't fall victim to these games?
They need to keep playing off of their strengths. Their biggest strength in this game is
yeah, Bulba moving forward. They get a very quick kill on the Naga Siren. There's no time to react, and a duel comes out in the lane before they can do anything. Ult from the Crystal Maiden buys some time, and Ricky will be able to go in. Bulba is still alive, does not die to Kuroki just yet. Now Kuroki hopping into his tricks of the trade. They'll come out of it, but they have vision on him. There's a hook shot back in. Clockwork still trying to take this fight. They do lose the Warlock. It's going to be a 3-for-3 right now. Kuroki jumping back down to the low ground, and Mason, he's still alive. The big boy cores on DC stay up, but it's still a good fight for Liquid.
Yeah, trading kills, but of course Naga's Siren goes down. Ember and Spectre live. They're definitely the big winners in that fight, but yeah, they just need to keep playing on the lanes. Like, Naga Siren can get these lanes out very safely without any real threat of getting ganked. DC need to eventually show with the hero, and if there are 2 lanes being pushed at the same time by Team Liquid, then that means somewhere they're going to be spread thin, and Team Liquid can use their numbers advantage to take a favorable fight, but I don't know, if they can't kill these targets quickly, then it's not going to be very good for them. Abed has his BKB up now, so he probably is not going to be able to be killed by these sorts of ganks. LC also very tanky. Spectre, once she has that Manta, she can also start to push these lanes out reliably too.
Yep, Bulba kind of, you know, staying quiet. He's not going to be top in the net worth chart, just hanging around the middle of the pack, but already 62 damage from 1 duels. Going to be getting that BKB very soon, like you talked about, so he's just kind of a silent threat. Goes in, locks down one person, makes it so Liquid can't reinitiate, can't turn this around, and see how things are moving forward. Miracle, I mean, it feels like Miracle versus the world here, where you can go in, get a good Light Strike array set up, he can Laguna someone, but after that there's really no follow-up. He's kind of a one-man show here. The rest of his team can't usually get in position quick enough to help him out.
Yeah, they've got a lot of things to go through in these fights. They have to, like, tank the Haunt, and then out comes Warlock ultimate, and, of course, Monkey King's ultimate, and it's just... They can't get back far enough to get these key kills they want.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Net worth and XP still in DC's favor, but Liquid making up for some lost time here. Again, Naga just sitting back, passively farming, clearing out all the jungle camps. her net worth is still top of the chart. She's still holding on here.
Still definitely very farmed, and she has the entire map to farm, but of course, we've seen her drop multiple times in these team fights, just gets blown up by the Ember Spirit damage.
Going in right now. Early on, Radiant did scan the pit, thinking that Dire maybe were trying to sneak a Roshan, but Dire, they're just crawling around Radiant's bottom jungle, trying to keep this lane pushed in. Hiroki gonna be leading the charge, revealing if anyone's coming into this area over here.
Yeah, both teams kind of just looking for ganks right now. Neither team wants to start Roshan and be put in that position where they can take an unfavorable fight inside Roshan and really swing open this game.
Yeah, both teams have the potential for a really nice small AoE fight, just depends on who gets the jump. Looks like there will be DC making a move towards the pit, or at least towards the mid lane looking for a pick.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Abed
attack.
with Canary here, seeing if anyone jumps on him, but he's got backup, and he's very, very hard to kill. Again, we talked about that 10-second BKB. He's got himself an Octarine queued up as well.
Yep, Spectre can pretty much deal with all these split push shenanigans for now. He can always TP back and haunt into the fight. Now that he has that Manta, there's no real threat of him dying in front of his base. So they need to find something new on Liquid for them to make plays. DC want to do Roshan, and they can. They don't do it very quickly, of course, especially without the Spectre, but it is a possibility, something they can do to kind of force Team Liquid
Radiant's
to
top
take
tower
maybe a
is
bad
under
fight that they don't
attack.
want.
Radiant
I
structures
mean, if the game
are
just keeps going
fortified.
like this, where no one touches each other, DC kind of farm up, they're rotating as a group, if Naga keeps pushing out, clearing all the camps, pushing waves, is this possible for Liquid to win, or do they really need to start getting active and seeking out good fights for them?
Anything's possible with Naga's
Radiant's
turn, of
middle
course, but
tower is under
DC
attack.
are farming more forwards than Liquid are for now. See LC. Well, smoke up, and we're heading down into the jungle here. Rogan's gonna pop the smoke.
Abed is going to be flopping around, looking for more important targets than just the Riki. Again, Kings come out onto Abed, the dust goes forward, we see mind control, Spectre Haunt comes forward. Who are they going to go on here? It looks like there will be a duel onto the Clockwork. Naga, she's singing while she TPs, and there will be a Boundless Strike. Hold back this Crystal Maiden. It's going to be a 2 for nothing. Just a Clockwork and a CM, but that's going to way open up the Roche pit.
There's just not enough team fight on the Liquid side to be able to win these fights at all. The net worth is still pretty even right now, but you see that the way these team fights are going right now, they're not close at all.
Yeah, and you got to take into account that Naga's holding on to a huge portion of the net worth, and they just keep killing her. So we'll see as the fight goes on. As Ricky's, I mean, he's still playing pretty aggressively here. DC don't have a gem yet, but as soon as they do, these plays are not going to be working out. Ricky's showing off that new diffusal blade. Warlock walking right into the smoke, kind of forcing himself up to the high ground, but he traps himself in. Meanwhile, in the pit, Lena's going to be going trying to duel up, but there's going to be a duel. Lena going to get punished for this immediately. Crystal Maiden going to the uphill ult, but will just get blasted down by the Remnant. Abed unstoppable. Ballin finally falls. And now Mason's in the fight. They're looking to hold on. There will be a hook in onto an illusion. Mason now diffusal getting Manta-ing that off, running back up to the high ground. They dodge out that smoke cloud. It's trying to clean escape. Abed, though, trapped in the ancient pit. He's going to be able to get down to the low ground. Remnant's out from the backside, and Mason in some serious trouble waiting for that dagger, but that's not going to be helping him out. He's going to be going down. Buys out the 2 plate of alacrity for his before he dies, but still, really big kills there for Liquid.
Yeah, these deep wards, they're broken.
Radiant's middle tower is
Extreme
under
work
attack.
for them right now. He was able to find the Warlock. They gotta kill the Warlock off before he can do anything at all. And they were able to just take that fight. DC maybe felt a bit overconfident there. They decided to take that engagement even after losing the Warlock. They blinked in, got the duel off on Lena, killed Lena, but LC pretty much killed himself for that. I guess in the end he did gain some duel damage, but big swing from Liquid there.
Yeah, looking at the net worth, it's dipping back in their favor. That was that big mountain where DC won 2 fights in a row, but the problem is just keeping that momentum spiraling, keeping those lanes pushed in, and it's going to get tougher and tougher as this Naga keeps getting bigger. More than halfway towards their Octarine core now, and I mean, how's that going to change things up? Is this Naga
This'll
getting
come in handy.
too hot to handle?
Well, it's definitely going to make it very difficult for DC to get these lanes out, more illusions pushing these lanes out over and over and over. Like, this game is not going to end in one big team fight or anything like that. It's going to take multiple team fights. Everyone's going to have to get extremely smart to deal with all these illusions. Really happens. As you can see, Luke's like dying to illusions right now. Not handling at all.
Yeah, I mean, what's the best itemization to clear that out? Does Abed have to go for like a Shiva or something? What do you, like, Mjolnir? What's going on?
Probably definitely go back for the Mjolnir. Very good at clearing out these illusions. He almost has his Octarine core. I was wondering if he would go with like a physical damage build later on in this game to help deal with them a bit better, because once they start getting into like that 6,000 HP territory, the magic damage doesn't really cut it, killing illusions.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yep, Octarine core probably into the Mjolnir. He already has the BKB.
Loaded to the gills.
Fine for now. But the real question is, like, Monkey King, he does have the Hand of Midas, but he's not able to farm any of these things, so we're not going to be able to see some bits like Basher or any items that help him survive in these fights like Shadow Blade, BKB, or anything like that. Kind of the poverty monkey for now. If he can somehow find some farm, these team fights will get a lot better for DC for sure, but of course that's just something not available right now.
I mean, Liquid, since they lost those two fights, been playing a lot more evasively, not moving aggressively, not really staying clumped up as a group, not letting themselves fall victim to their commands. And, as we say that, Kuroki just goes for a free pick on the Monkey King, soloing down Reboot. May pay for this with his life, but, you know, he wins some.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
732 gold from Ricky.
Yeah, that's a lot of gold, and it goes straight onto the Spectre, so in the end, going to be a pretty big gold swing towards DC, and Mason, I mean, he's getting pretty big, has 1,300 gold saved up, going to be
Radiant's top tower
another 400 for buyback, but Manta Diffusal already online along with the Radiance. What does Mason go for?
I think he'll probably go for the heart. That's common, especially against the Radiance Burn to help him keep it full HP in all these fights. He may walk into some danger here. Team Liquid are kind of set up here. They do have the Lina in the area.
He's playing a little bit safe, clearing out a
Radiant's middle
like you
tower
mentioned,
is under
DC, they
attack.
know their lanes aren't safe at all times just because of the Naga, because of the Ricky's vision, but with Ricky down, there's just a little bit less risk.
Yep, all the rewards that Team Liquid had have expired now. They had
Radiant's
two
middle
T4s,
tower is under attack.
and one was countered, one ran out, so maybe they feel like they need to go back and get these boards up, but they're doing Roshan instead. They see DC at the bottom.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They're
Radiant's
gonna
middle
definitely
tower
take their
is
time
under
with it, but
attack.
Milton slowly but surely.
It's going down way too fast.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Dire's structures are fortified.
Oh, there's the TP in. Looks like Legion Commander goes forward. There will be a sweep, but they're just going to be trying to go through. Looks like Miracle is able to get the Aegis. It's a dire road, but now they might make the Dire pay for this. Remnant's going forward as Abed shows off that BKB. Trying to catch up with Naga, but Naga going to be netting him back in place. Meanwhile, in the fight over here, Mace able to find a kill onto Mind Control. Kuroki takes out Dubu, and yeah, there's just going to be a Kuroki sandwich here. Gets diffused up. There will be a yield and a Light Strike Array onto the Ember Spear. He's getting low, taking some serious damage. Miracle, but able to render himself back to safety. And now Lina in trouble here, burning down the Aegis. Going to be going out. Can they keep it down a second time? It looks like the people channel from the Warlock. Yeah, they are taking it right apart. And I know Naga Siren doesn't have her song here, so that's pretty much just a helpless Matumba Man has to watch her teammates die. So trading the Monkey King for burning an Aegis and getting 3 kills on top of that, certainly worthwhile for DC.
Got that getting the Aegis off the map as well. And again, Spectre and Ember Spirit, they survive in all of these team fights. Abed 15, 2, and 15 now. Looking fantastic in this game, pretty much unstoppable. Has his full on 3 core in that team fight. Got the Maelstrom queued up there. But yeah, BKB from the LC is there as well there too. And he got the duel off before, he got his BKB off and the duel off in the song, so able to lock down that clockwork. This game looks tough.
This Lina doesn't feel like she's scaling pretty well into this mid game at all. She had a really strong lane against Abed, but since then, I mean, she picked up her Bloodstone. Got 5 charges left. Look at Abed just man up here. There will be another song coming out. Looks like Liquid want to fight this. Upheaval being channeled from the Warlock. Monkey King, though, he's ready to leap down with a Primal Spring. Look at Wukong's command. We'll see how that goes down. Primal Spring onto 3. This is going to be huge. Another Shield comes in to easily take out the Naga Siren and the Lina. Monkey King still alive through all of this. Mind Control just sitting in the Wukong's command. Even through the Crimson Guard taking some serious damage. Oh gosh, Warlock is going to get annihilated, but they're trading him for more. Kuroki just nipping away at the heels of Abed, hopping into his tricks of the trade, now targeting Bulba, but Can he really run from this? Abed keeping him locked down. Keep vision up on him. It looks like they sure can. Hold him in place with the boundless strike. And that's going to be everyone but Crystal Maiden going out. Abed's going to be tossing out a remnant, TPing back for some mana, but he'll be back for this. This tower is going to be long gone, and maybe even some push onto the tier as well. DC, once again, take a really nice fight and blast this game wide open.
Bulba's got so much dual damage now, plus 112 damage here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
At all.
Yeah, I mean, she's got her song, so maybe she can put a pause button on this, but then she's pretty easy to lock down and kill. Crystal Maiden just wandering around the back line of the fight. Yeah, this is getting dangerous. I don't know if you pointed out that Bulba now has a gem of his own, so Ricky's not going to be walking behind him getting vision anymore. Just going to be an easy dual target if he steps too close.
Dire's bottom barracks.
He actually has mind controls. They have 2 now, one on Monkey King and one on LC. Very, very crippling to lose your gem, especially when you're playing with a hero like Ricky. And in these kind of games, vision is so key to being able to do anything on the map. If they lose all their wards, then it's going to be very hard for Liquid to either push out safely at all.
Yeah, net worth is just taking a quick 180, spiking back in favor of DC. Double damage room now locked down, so Mason getting worth on that one, and they can keep pushing this. Liquid, they're back up with all their ults, but DC feeling stronger than ever. Next round of items coming in as well. Vector going to be flying in the full butterfly now, so the missed chance on the Radiance as well as the butterfly making Mason really difficult to lock down.
Yep, and their lates are in a good position. Holding it up, they're going to keep going right now. They have no reason to stop.
I mean, Naga Siren just sitting back in base. This is not the Naga we know and love that's pushing out 3 lanes at once and clearing jungle. Liquid have to play this really defensively till they get an opening to go in and take a smart fight.
Just so hard for them to get an opening, especially when these are grouped up and they have all their spells like that. They're protecting each other. They have sentries in the back, so Ricky can't jump anywhere.
I mean, Ricky, he's crawling around here, but again, we talked about Legion Commander having the gem. Monkey King is going to go ahead and drop it in base for now, so not getting too crazy with it. Picks up his Basher, though, so that next Wukong command is going to get real uncomfortable for Liquid.
Yep, it's still so hard for them to push into these illusions when everyone from Team Liquid are alive. They wanted to push the mid lane, but one illusion comes out, then the next. They're so tanky right now still.
Right, so no doubt that DC has a lead, but how's Liquid's high ground? I mean, can they just kind of sit back and delay this and hold out for a long time until Nakama Man becomes this giant untouchable Naga, or is it just DC going to be slowly but surely taking the advantage more and more?
This game's definitely not over yet. High ground is still really hard. Kuroki actually has a ton of farm on this Ricky. He does a bunch of damage, but it's still the kind of game where Liquid are kind of playing to survive, it feels like, and DC are playing to kind of finish this one out, kind of close it, you know? If Liquid win one fight, the game keeps going on, but if DC win this next team fight in front of their base or something, it could really be a lot of builders.
GH, well, playing a dangerous game, temporarily going to be dodging out some damage. The Radiance haunt from the floor as they'd like to get the kill on Miracle. That mid Lina is obliterated. Bloodstone down to 2 charges here. Meanwhile, in the woods, Ricky going to be jumping onto the Monkey King. Does find a kill there. Demon chasing after him, and Abed able to jump forward. Bulba looking for that duel. Is going to get silenced. Nice smoke cloud popped out, and Kuroki may have just juked his way to freedom here. Searing Shade from Abed going to be off the mark, and now Matamba Man songing just to keep his buddy safe. Mason not able to crawl through it, so... Alright, Kuroki goes in, finds a quick pick, but losing the Lina there is pretty crippling.
Lina dies, but nothing is really being taken. Look at the bottom lane, Naga Siren cutting all these waves with their illusions. And DC pretty much won't be able to get an objective out of that unless they can take this mid, but I think mid might be difficult to take, especially with Naga Siren throws illusions down mid lane. Yep, they're just going to take the shrine instead and kind of hover around the Roche pit.
Roshan still 2 minutes till we see when it spawns. But either way, DC definitely looking like they can take this Roche pretty easily unless Liquid really get their act together and all move as a group and keep good eyes on DC the entire time.
Kuroki actually almost level 25 on his Ricky. He's still able to run out into the jungle and place these key wards against the Just gotta be quite careful here if he wants to. Getting caught here by Kuroki. It's dying so fast.
Once again, this is a Monkey King that could go down for a second time. Gonna get healed up by his teammates. Dubu getting the save. Kuroki jumping around. finally Dubu loses his life to a rocket flare from the clock surge, but, you know, good teamwork moment there. Mind Control jumps in, finds a target, but is it going to be too big to handle? Wow, they blow up that Warlock before he can get his ult off, and then there is going to be a duel walking through that Song of the Siren. Remnant damage to help blow up. Abed now godlike. So in the end, it's going to be a couple more kills going down. Yeah, they are able to go focus down Bulba. Mason is going to be running out of here along with Abed. Mason's going to be netted, has that Spectral Dagger down to the low ground, but is he going to get a chance to run? It looks like Mason might get killed off here. Okay. Liquid showing some serious signs of life, and they can go ahead and turn this into a tier 3 push so quickly. Drive the Siren up. It cost her a buyback, but yeah, they're going to be able to take rounds off this. There's a buyback on the Spectre, but that's really expensive at this point in the game.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
Buyback expected possible, but
TP back forward. Ooh, quick BKB from Abed. The man's going to be running away with that Glimmer Cape, so. Yep, it's just going to be a quick hold there. Liquid, you know, you feel them getting that power spike, but then they're not able to convert it to racks, even with the Naga Siren, so. Only a quick dip for DC. Back to the fountain.
Yeah, this Ricky is causing some massive problems for him. He does a ton of damage. That silence is very, very annoying, especially for Spectre when she's netted like that. But in the end, they get a Naga buyback for half a tier 3 tower. DC can't be too upset about that.
Yeah, net worth chart starting to drop in favor of Liquid, but still in DC's hands for now. The top two on the board are that Spectre and the Ember Spirit, and both still have room to grow. Roshan, gonna be a long respawn this time, still about 3 minutes till that comes up. So for now, DC just gonna keep moving as a unit, looking for some little picks here. Roki getting real annoying on this Ricky. I mean, he's just been crawling around, even with the gem, still pretty much remaining evasive, planting these really deep wards like you mentioned earlier. It looks like a courier snipe. There was nothing on it, it was just flying out to the side shop, but still, good value there. Ricky slowing down next item progressions.
Yeah, Ball was looking for him with the gem, but he might not be able to find. They will spot this ward probably. They see the ward. And yep. Naga Siren's actually building the BKB. Oh, just kidding. She had BKB in her quick line, but now it's the second part.
Making those illusions as tanky as possible. Bulba optimistically heading to the Roche pit, but yeah, it's definitely a longer spawn here.
Wow, they can actually kill Naga with like LC and pretty much any other hero just in the duel. Legion Commander has so much damage right now. That Blade Mail also helping a lot in this, these duels. Bulba might actually find Kuroki here.
Yep, does find Kuroki, goes for the Blade Mail, and yep, they're going to be going Boundless Strike to start things off. They bring in the Spectre Haunt, taking no chances. Easy duel victory for Bulba. Now they're jumping around looking for more. They got Spectre, Illusion, feeling what's going down here. They can cancel Mind Control TP in time. He pops onto the Crimson Guard, but that's optimistic at best. So keeping him slowed down, they keep him shackled up, and that's going to be another kill for Mason. 2 heroes dead. They've got buyback on the Ricky. But instead, they're just going to back off, reset. Again, another hop into the Roche pit for Dubu, but still a full minute till it's back.
It's just, what can Liquid do at this point? Like, they have the farm Naga Siren, they have the Lina. Ricky's very farmed at this stage of the game too, but once DC find the catch, you know, Haunt comes out, Lina has to TP back to base every time Haunt comes out to avoid getting solo killed from it. Just causing so many problems for him.
Definitely an uphill battle. I feel like the only way Liquid get back into this is getting a couple of little picks. Just, you know, picking up the Monkey King with the Ricky, picking up the Warlock before he's able to drop ult, isolating the cores, making the cores a little bit uncomfortable, and then going in and pushing, because not just this lane is super fast. TP in from the Spectre here. Going to be trying to apply some pressure, force back this lane, and DC definitely playing in the buddy system. It's making it a lot more difficult for Liquid to go for those picks. Really only finding good solo picks from the Ricky when he sneaks up. This'll come in handy.
But now Roshan's up.
A tool to teach.
Now, what DC need to crack high ground, or will they still need picks on top of that?
They'll still need to find some sort of Aegis to make it a bit easier. Perhaps they can get Aegis on a hero like Legion Commander, and then just get in there and some sort of target to duel, all over PvPs. But of course, at this stage of the game, a lot of these heroes are going to be saving the buybacks when they're defending the high ground. DC looking for the kills instead and moving out the Shadow Blade of the command.
Volvo's getting in pretty deep here behind the tier 2 tower, just kind of flying solo. Then they kind of force some rotations in, but Newbie don't really want to deal with this. They're going to be taking the Ricky. He's wrapping the long way around. He's got a gem of his own now again, taking Demon's gem from him, but still got that gem of the Legion Commander. So as long as Legion sticks with the team, should be able to make sure Ricky doesn't
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Legion just waiting up here, looking for potentially a blink duel. Ricky's going to be pinging here as Kuroki gets eyes onto Demon. Yep, they're going to be going in, but Volvo right behind them, going to be giving a quick heal and going straight in for the duel. Got the BKB rolling as well. Mind Control moves forward, but that's just going to be 2 heroes sitting in that upheaval, in that chaotic offering. Timberman's going to be songing, trying to delay this. Kuroki is so low, will take a positive urn. Now Light Strike Array comes in, the Monkey King is dead, but Mason, BKB'd, and Giant continues to chase after Matumba Man, trying to burn him down with Radiance. They bring Volvo forward, the Light Strike Array not going to be doing much, that's a long BKB. Matumba Man finally goes down, that's Naga dead for 100 seconds, no buyback. The fight's still going on as they do end up losing Demon here. Kuroki charging down the mid lane, trying to run away from the rest of DC chasing after him. Mind Control goes in, cogging up, TPing away. They won't be able to find any kills there, but Roche is now completely opened up if DC want to go for it, but they may just want to push out lanes.
Big fight there, Song of the Siren kind of resetting, but kind of not really. They have BKBs, they can kind of ignore it for now. And, you know, Ricky was actually able to kill 2 heroes in the back line there. Killed the Monkey King off, and now he's going on to Bolta here. Gotta be careful.
That's the BKB. Some BKB maybe a little bit earlier, and yeah, Ricky's gonna be hopping back in. Immediately killed off, dropping another gem on the deck. Legion Commander playing very, very scared. Doesn't even want to go back into snap the gem and bait, but the rest of his teammates going forward, pushing out, taking another tier 2 tower, the final tier 2 tower in the entire game, and looking for another set of racks with Naga still down for 40 seconds. It's now or never. Clockwork smoke placed by the chains. There's a buyback on the Naga. Forcing that out may just be enough for DC. They want to back off now, but no, Mason, he's got that full Defy attitude. He wants to keep going in. Look at they're piling on the bodies into the fight, getting a little more difficult for DC to take this.
These illusions are pretty hard to push into for now. But they got what they came for. They forced the Naga Siren buyback. They may look towards Roshan. Roshan really isn't that important for them. Spectre got 6 items. Ember Spirit also has 6 items. They could help these support heroes survive the raid in the back.
See, it's melting down pretty quickly. Clockwork plays the pit. No surprise that it's being taken in Liquid. They'll just take this opportunity to finally push out their lanes to a safe distance. Gem dropped in the pit, snapped up by Demon. There's a BKB on Spectre. Making sure no one goes in and gets too feisty, making sure Naga's not walking up and songing right behind them, preventing the Aegis, but they'll get it anyway. Spectre's still feeling good. Puts her BKB in her backpack, so yeah, just burning a charge so she can safely backpack it and let it restock as the Aegis sit in the slot.
Pressure now on the Spectre.
That's nice.
As if one haunt wasn't enough already.
Invisibility!
That is just absolutely destructive to Crystal Maiden. The DC.
I don't know what they can do when these haunts come out. They do have items like Liver Cape and BKB on TM to kind of survive through this. Ricky is invis. Not tanky, but still, it's pretty tough.
Yep, DC just really laying in the pressure. You can see these Naga illusions cutting away pretty nicely, applying a lot of pressure, keeping the lanes pushed out past the river, but this wad of dangerous DC heroes, they're starting to creep in closer and closer to these tier 3s. There's already some damage done to the, you know, SFD taken out as super creeps are pushing in bottom lane. Another lane of super creeps is going to be difficult for Liquid to handle. You're going to have Naga's full attention be on just making sure that creeps don't come into the base, not going to be going for any real aggressive action of their own.
Full base defense duty down 1 minute at a time, trying to kill as much as possible. But these are the siege creeps.
Double siege creep wave going forward, and Mason leading the charge, a Spectral Dagger up, and starting to lay into this tower. Has that Mjolnir on him, his buddy nice and safe. Now Mason gets down to about half health, does still have the Aegis, remember, so this Spectre is going to be really tricky to kill. Abed done a Remnant TP, filling up on that mana, drinking that back. Liquid though, making a pretty nice hold. This down bottom, you got Kuroki split pushing. Ricky trying his best. Does have a TP to get back up to base when needed.
Yep, they've got a lot of physical base and a lot of healthy and the base. He's gonna go down eventually, but his illusions making it really, really tough. Tons of damage here.
Again, all ults are up for DC. They've got that Wukong command. Haunt's gonna be coming in. They're going immediately deep into this fight. TP in from Kuroki getting back in. So that's going to be the pause button in the team fight. Isn't the reset they needed though, as Counter-Strike holds the clockwork in. Yubu hanging on in the circle, just zoning out everyone from this area completely. The Tier 3 tower taking some damage, but Liquid still wrapping around, trying to take this fight, trying to at least get something for it. Second illusions take the tower down to half, but still Rack standing, and it seems like DC are not getting what they need to out of this fight. It's not happening quick enough. I think he's going to fully back and try somewhere else.
I think they'll regroup, reset, wait for Mason's Haunt to be up in 80 seconds and try again. They got the tower down to below half HP now, so first Haunt came out to try to start something so we could finally break the base. Maybe we could find someone in the backline to go on. Song reset, Ember Spirit's going back to do his own thing. Maybe they can actually. He does have refresh, so he doesn't have to wait if he doesn't want to. This is a very difficult base to break. You've got all the nonsense, clockwork, dropping cogs, Benson walking uphill, Lina outspams the wave, Naga running through all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you can see how freaking annoying these illusions are. Two heroes occupied, just killing one off. Yeah, taking Mason's full attention, just running after it, trying to keep the wave safe, so. A little bit annoying, but DC still holding onto the lead. You look at the net worth chart, Spectre and Ember are surpassing the 6-slotted Naga. Definitely not an ideal spot for Naga, but he's still holding on, he's still doing their job.
Base defense is very tough to break here. You know, in the meantime, Kuroki, he has an MKB now. It's ready to fight.
It sure is. I mean, this rookie certainly has not been slacking. Here we go. Really starting things off. Onto Abed. Dragon Slave getting Mason a little bit low, but again, still looking to use that Aegis to get full health, full mana. Remnant bouncing in and out from Abed. Gotta be a little bit careful with his mana now. Getting a little bit low. Can just Remnant, TP back to base, fill up, and try again. There's a TP out from Mason. Looks like DC just want to fully reset. Don't want to get too crazy, just pushing out the lane. Meanwhile, Kuroki has been split pushing the entire time. You talked about his MKB, and you laughed at me when I said this rookie could be 6 slides at 90 minutes. He's going his way.
He is really close, actually. I think DC realized it's pretty tough to run into this. They need to perhaps set up a gank on this Ricky, which Bulba is good. He might find him here at the back.
Yep, going in pretty deeply. There's going to be that tricks of the trade. Bulba just sitting there taking it, waiting for the immediate moment when Kuroki comes out. Smoke cloud coming forward, but man, this is going to be good. They require a Spectre Haunt. There is a dual victory for the Ricky. Gemma True Sight on the deck, but Mason's still able to secure that kill. Meanwhile, this is the fight they were waiting for. Abed finally gets a chance to go in on mind control. They will be able to drop the golem. The upheaval channeled, so GH can't run. Another Haunt coming forward. GH starting to melt. Glimmercade ain't going to save you now. Mind control goes down, buys back in. Tower under some serious siege. There's going to be the TP forward from the clockwork. That is a very bold TP. He's going to start to get shrunk by these Spectre illusions. The Tunnel Band comes in and will start singing. No chance for Abed to BKB. It's still on cooldown for 7 more seconds. And they're going to be setting up here. He is able to blink away immediately after song. Liquid, they lose their tier 3 tower, but they're still holding their racks.
Yeah, and that was the refresh haunt there. They are definitely hanging on, and this is still Naga Siren. Of course, anything can happen when this hero's in the game.
Yeah, I mean, looking at overall net worth, it's slowly wiggling its way up in favor of DC, but I mean, you see how quickly there's just one quick back from DC, and suddenly these Naga illusions can push waves out all the way to past the river on every lane.
Yep, and heroes on Team Liquid are starting to get wires. Riki, as you mentioned, is getting very, very farmed now. Lina close to picking up her next item. She's going for the Bloodthorn, it looks like. And that's what's really important, because Naga's already hit this kind of a wall where she isn't going to get much stronger. She does have the Hex in her queued up in the Quickbind, so perhaps she can surprise the hero with that. But it's going to be really up to these other heroes on Liquid to find the farm. If they can keep scaling, keep getting items, then perhaps they can actually add enough to their team to be able to take this. But they spot Miracle out here on this board. He's in a really dangerous spot.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be potentially in some trouble. TP in from Matumba Man, and Naga Siren has that song again. Abed maybe BKB'd up, a hook shot in. We've got 3 Dire Heroes in a very small vicinity, and this Ember Spirit starting to get a little bit low. He's rooted in place, will be able to make it back up to the high ground, but now Kuroki laying in. There is going to be a Wukong's command, zoning heroes, and GH with that new BKB just going at it, able to actually get down the Spectre. This is going to be huge. It's just Dubu versus the world here as he's sitting in the safety circle, but it's not going to keep him up. That's 2 heroes dead on DC, and Liquid starting to really show some signs of life, starting to show that they're still in this. They can still get picks, and they can still push off of those picks.
Spectre died in that fight to Frostbite on top of a smoke screen with Ricky hitting him. This Ricky does so much damage right now. He's got 300 damage with that MKB, level 2. He also has the backstab multiplier talent. He probably does the most damage on Team Liquid right now.
Yeah, I mean, his net worth looks, you know, not the top of the charts, but just his team fight impact is ridiculous. He's crawling around. His position is really great. He's wrapping around and making sure those squishy supports in the back line don't feel safe ever.
Yep, and Liquid are looking to try to force a buyback off this.
TP in from the Naga Siren, going to be spraying out Radiance here. Abed really going trying to keep things at bay. Man, Abed's going to be so careful here. This could be huge. If he gets killed here, he's in some serious trouble. Instead, they're going to be bringing in everything they've got. There will be a duel here as Crystal Maiden's finished off, but Sleep is going to be holding everyone else back. Kuroki trying to run for cover here. Got that Spectral Dagger, but all of us continuing to push forward. Both heroes getting very low. The root in place is going to be huge. Oh man, they're able to take out 3. All 3 do have buyback, but Liquid now still got to either spend that money or risk their racks going down.
They shall pay for this humiliation.
Siren buyback.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Very back and forth game right now. As you know, DC continue to pick up a bit more net worth, but it's really down to these initiations. It's down to how many bodies are in the fight. If they can kill Abed another time here, that's going to be pretty enormous.
Yep, he actually didn't even go down in that fight. He still has his buyback available on top of 9,000 gold.
He's quite rich for MK straight up, and now he's going in, really cleans up. Miracle trying to go and set up the fight. They still have his BKB everybody, although it's wearing thin. There is a hook shot in. Brief stun here onto Abed. He's rolling so low, bouncing around with that sleight of fist, and he'll be able to walk his way back to the low ground. But man, these illusions are starting to be a huge mess. And once again, Liquid drive back DC away from their racks.
4,000 HP on these illusions are a complete nightmare for heroes like Warlock, Monkey King, even LC to deal with right now. And it was just the Naga Siren buyback.
Money to burn.
Yep, Roshan going to be up in 1 more minute, and it'll be great for DC to take, but is that going to make the difference between high grounding and mega creeps or not?
Well, they can slap it on the Spectre again in place of his BKB or Refresher, and then perhaps he can try to get in there and hit the base, but it's so hard. Every time he walks up, the illusions running in the back line, the Bachberg cons across the ground, and if he gets caught in a smoke screen again like that without his Manta, he actually dies super fast in Ricky right now. He's only got 2,500 HP.
Yep. Naga Siren buys out another gem for her team. I mean, everyone's getting real rich right now. DC, I mean, they're postured. They would really like to end this. It's getting so annoying to deal with that Naga spam, but they've got to go. They've got to get pickoffs, and they've got to start getting structures. They've been pushing in this top lane for the last 20 minutes, and they managed to chip down a tier 3 tower, but both racks still up and healthy. Abed getting in there, but without breaking backdoor protection, it's pretty difficult to do damage to those sources.
No, they've seen the ward placed on the high ground there, but now they're in front of the base together.
Moving in, nice control. Tanky is blocked here. Gonna get focused down there. We'll see a duel coming out. Spectre Haunt can be focusing down Miracle in the back lines of the fight. Monkey King ult comes in, but really not going to be zoning anyone. It's pretty far off to the side here. Naga Siren for that reset. Now Mason could be too beat up. They're focusing down the Lina, even through the Crimson Guard. They are able to get her out. Immediately buys that. Mind control comes down as well. The Clockwork. No buyback on him either. It's a triple kill for Spectre. 2 gems on the deck, and now finally the rack starts to melt. They're running away from the top of